You can't make this up. The slowest week of elk hunting in my life. I have a feeling we're gonna have to do some traveling. Really not much going on. Kind of acting like August or November elk. Praise the Lord, we found elk. For a middle of the afternoon play, this is as good as it gets.
This is Eastmans. We have been hunting and filming out west for over 70 years. Thanks for coming along on a few of our adventures.
This is Eastmans Hunting TV. It's big game hunting, and it's as real as it gets.
Welcome to Eastmans. I'm your host, Ike Eastman. Today we're gonna do a dream hunt. If you're like me, elk hunting is just an absolute dream. Not only elk hunting, but elk hunting on public land in a high pressure unit with a bow. Dan Pickar, one of our staff members, goes into the backcountry after one of these big bugling bulls, and the thing that he has to remember is patience, patience, patience.
Let's go find some elk. It's a pretty quiet night. Didn't hear any bugling. Full moon's pretty full. But day one, let's go see what we can get into. I just hung out all day and listened and glassed, saw a couple young bulls down below us, but really not much going on. Kind of acting like August or November elk. They're just like coming out on the slopes and laying down and feeding and spending the evening laying there. Not like September 10th elk. It's kind of weird, but must be something to do with the full moon. It's waning right now, but I'm just gonna keep sticking it out and see what happens. There's gotta be a mature bull around here somewhere. And cows, where are the cows? Oh, we're just hiking out of here. Very uneventful day. No bugles. Super cold. Got some rain. It's kind of eerie. This is a weird place. But I'm hopeful we're going to find a big bull. Anticipation's high. Hope is high. We just got to keep the faith. All right, well, today was probably the weirdest day of elk hunting I've had ever for September 10th. Not only did Charlie Kirk get assassinated, rest in peace. I actually really did like that guy. But the elk weren't bugling. The bulls were just lounging around like nothing. Just like it was August or even like November, like late season bulls, so... Crazy day, no action, nothing going on until we were hiking out and we heard a couple bulls pipe off. So that's exciting. That's like our first like glimmer of hope, right, Joe?
Mm-hmm, for real.
We have like a spot on the map to go now where we heard at least 2 different bulls. So anyway, tomorrow morning, hopes are high. We're going to get up early and hike in the dark for like 30 minutes, but That'll put us right on the basin at daylight. Well, we're on the point that we wanted to be on this morning. First light was like 10 minutes ago. We heard a bugle way down canyon. We have a good wind coming up. So we're just gonna slowly work our way down with that beautiful wind in our face. It's perfect. It's perfect. This hunt started off really slow, like a bugle or two at first light and then maybe one at last light. Otherwise, the bulls weren't really doing anything. And they weren't traveling very far from a bedding to a feeding area either. This week was turning into a very challenging still hunt for elk. Well, what we do know is this. At least 2 bulls are bedded over here. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They haven't bugled since first light. So these bulls are probably by themselves. Kind of bachelored up. No cows. But probably a mature bull because he bugled this morning. He sounded like a mature bull. We tried to get on the backside of the ridge from them, but the wind had changed on us, and one of them smelled us that was down here and kind of walked off, and the others didn't really know what happened. So we got some practice in, all little tiny bulls, about 65 yards. Now we just need the real thing. We're ready. Okay, so we're finding bulls, but they are once again acting like August elk, and here it is the middle of September. So we continue to sift through new country looking for bulls. We are moving slowly and only when the wind is in our face. We are keeping the terrain to our advantage at all times. And we only take breaks where we have shooting lanes and cover in our favor. We were sitting here, and I said, "Hey, Joe, we think we should get going. We've been sitting here 5.5 hours. I don't think there's any elk here." And Joe says, "There's a bull right there." I said, "Shut the front door." He says, "No, I'm serious." I'm like, "Don't lie to me." "Yeah, there's a bull right there." I look up, and it's one of the little bulls from this afternoon coming down to the wallow. They put on a show. It was pretty cool. They would have crossed and probably go rub on a tree for another hour. If it could have just been any other bull, just a little bit bigger. I mean, they're like the size of a mule deer buck, a nice mule deer buck. I wanted to shoot them so bad, but nah. Anyway, on to the next one. Praise the Lord, we found cow elk. We've been hunting like 6 days with no luck, finding mature bulls or cows. here's the kicker. He's like 400 yards onto private, so we can't do anything about it. And he's got his cows. So we'll just kind of hang in the area and see where they move to and see if we can't call him over. But usually bow hunting private boundaries is not a good idea. I guess let's go find another one. It's the first mature bull we've seen and we can't go on him. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Today's OnX tip, I want to talk about conservation. Now, one of the conservation organizations that has done a lot, not just for one species, but for every species, is Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. They are now conserving America's big game. One of the layers on OnX is the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation layer. What it does is it shows you not only historic elk range, current elk range, and you have a lot of different layers you can turn on and off inside of that to help you while you're hunting elk, or if you're just curious about public access, which they're huge about hunter access. Go check it out on your OnX, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation layer that shows not only historic range, current elk range, but also access points and public land access points.
Finally, we saw our first herd of elk. Even though this bull wasn't quite on public land, we knew this drainage was where we needed to be. It's simple, a group of cow elk is going to attract more bulls. So my plan was to make a loop and hunt our way back to the same general vicinity later that day, hoping that herd had moved well onto public. Suddenly, I caught movement below me. A still hunter's dream, and he was moving in my direction. The wind was perfect. I had plenty of cover, but also some shooting lanes to work with. This was the chance I was looking for. was behind, like a couple ribs back, quartering away. Elevation, it looked perfect. The arrow flight was perfect. I can see the arrows sticking out right behind the shoulder on the far side. This bull only went about 50 yards after I shot him. Luckily, I glassed him up down in the timber and I could see that broadhead sticking out the far side, and I knew he was toast. But I wanted to give him at least 45 minutes to expire without the risk of bumping him. This is usually the standard for me unless I see the animal tip over, feet in the air, and is dead within eyesight. Bottom line is, bull elk are hard to kill, and there really is no downside with giving them a little time. Oh, there's the broadhead right here. Oh. Are you videoing? Look at this. Look at that. I saw that sticking out the far side when I was glassing him down here. I call it the Christmas colors. Evolution hide and the red insert. I saw it sticking out the far side, but he broke it off when he rolled over on it. Wow. Wow. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. Look how wide this thing is. Wow. Wow. Awesome. Awesome bull, just smoked him. He went like 60 yards. Wow. What a week of elk hunting. Just when I thought it couldn't get any slower. We're slinking through this lodgepole forest, and I look below me, and this bull is hound dogging his way down below us. Nose to the ground, just looking for cows, and cut him off and put a perfect arrow in him. So you can't script elk hunting. Just when you think that it can't get any worse, then this happens. That's why I love bow hunting. It's just unbelievable the amount of thrill and surprises and things that can happen when you're walking in the woods with your nose in the wind after a fresh rain with a silent ground. That's what being a bow hunter is all about, and that's what fires me up. The slowest week of elk hunting in my life from mid-September, and all of a sudden, this epic bull falls in your lap. We've been hiking our tails off. I thank the Lord for good health, for Joe behind the camera keeping up with me, for putting up with me. We've had bad attitudes at times. I've had a bad attitude at times. I will say that, but it's just a matter of keeping the faith. This is the process. We know you're gonna have ups and downs on these hunts, and it's just a matter of sticking to it. When you wanna be done and go home, you stay out there. I couldn't be any happier on this DIY public land hunt. Unreal.